Hello again, friends. It's me, Mr. Proft, coming to you from sunny Santa Monica, California. We've been talking about Brave Irene. We've been talking about the characters and the setting in that book. Today, I want to talk to you about the story. And in particular, I want to talk about the main events of the story. When we're talking about a main event in the story, we're talking about like the most important parts. Like if you were going to tell the story of Brave Irene to somebody, you wouldn't tell them every single little beat. You'd probably just tell them like the important parts. So I'd like to go through right now and kind of cover what I think are the main events. What are the important parts of the story? And to do that, Proft has to figure out how to share his screen again. And he is successful. There we go. So let's talk about the most important parts of the story. The first most important part, the first main event of the story, is this one here. Irene puts her mom to bed, packs up the dress, and decides that she's going to deliver it to the Duchess. Like, that's a really important part of the story. If I was going to tell this story to somebody who'd never heard it, I would want to include this part because this is a main part of the story. So she's taken the dress. She's walking off into the woods. It is super snowy. And then the next main event of the story would be when the dress gets taken by the wind and flies away. That's a super important part of the story. So first important part, Irene puts her mom to bed and takes the dress. Second main event, the dress gets blown away. The next main important event, I would say, is this one here. Irene gets to the palace and she's found the dress again. The dress has flown all the way to the palace, and there it is, perfectly fine, blown up against a tree. That's the next important event. The next important event, you could say, is she gives the dress to the Duchess. Everybody's super happy. And then the last really important event is Irene gets back home and the doctor, brings her mom medicine and a bunch of, lovely fancy foods. And there you go. And that's kind of the happy ending. So those are the important parts. Irene decides to take the dress. The dress blows away. She gets to the palace, finds the dress. She gives it to the Duchess and then gets back home. So really that's 5 parts. The story is like 30 pages long, but those 5 pages have what I think are the most important events or the main events. Here is what you're going to do now. Sharing the screen. Prof is sharing his screen. He's sharing the wrong thing. He wants to share this instead. Okay, so I have a piece of paper. You could do this on your whiteboard if you want, but I like to do this on paper because then I can color. So on your paper or on your whiteboard, I want you to write the title of the book, which is Brave Irene. This gives us some practice writing words, right? Brave Irene. So that's job 1. Writing the title of the book. Job 2, I want you to draw a picture of the main character in the story. Who is the story mostly about? Who is the main character? Who's the person that we see the most in the book? Who's the person you see the most? Who do you think that is? Is it Irene's mom? Meh. Is it the Duchess? She's important. But who is the person the story is mostly about? I think it's Irene, because she's the one that we see all the way through the story. I think Irene's on like every page, right? So she is probably the main character. I'd like you to draw a picture of the main character and then show some part of the book. Show Irene somewhere in the book. So you're going to draw a picture of the main character and you're going to draw a picture of one of the settings. So who's the main character? Draw a picture of the main character and draw a picture of where that person is at any point in the book. You get to pick. Brave Irene, main character, and one of the settings. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know. I'll be sure to clarify it. But there you go. You know what to do. When you're done, of course, with your drawing of the main character and the setting, you're going to take a picture and send it to me or Miss Dana. We can't wait to see your work. And there you go. You know what to do. So get to it. Prof out.